when, like, I think there's a difference between having seen the build when you die to it on ladder and like feel like you played poorly, and having seen the build when your goal is to see the build.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think hopefully you're more likely to remember the stuff when we're doing it like this.
Yeah, it isn't putting me in the bad emotional space where I'm like, oh, I'm stupid and bad and I feel embarrassed, right? So like that I think is going to be more conducive to learning. Like it stands to reason.
I'm Karen this time,
Okay.
ready?
Yep. And it's nice, right? Because once it's become, apparent that I'm dead or that I'm not dead, I just have a sip of coffee and we talk about the game. Cyber's build nice and fast. Are you advocating that as a piece of wall, White Cat? Or are you just saying that's a nice thing about building a backup cyber core?
Yeah, but you can't make units out of them after.
Right, yeah. Like, I'm definitely on team build your second cyber core as the first one is, like, starting to get torn down. But I don't know if I'm on team build lots of cyber cores.
You definitely shouldn't be on team build lots of cyber cores. That's a bad team.
It's a team that doesn't have many sponsors.
They don't win.
On the subject of teams, StarCraft teams are kind of popping off again all of a sudden. I mean, I guess not in quite the same way. It's not like Pro League or anything, but all of a sudden we're seeing a lot of StarCraft players get signed.
I don't know where some of these teams are getting the money.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Toast was talking about it a little bit on... God, I don't know, there's so many StarCraft talk shows and I listen to them all now, so like I can't keep straight where I've heard what. But he was just basically like, yeah, I've got some silent partners or whatever, and like I just run it. It's kind of interesting to hear.
Need more minerals for that. We don't have enough.
Did he ever announce... I saw he teased, like, there's more coming or whatever. Did he announce who?
I don't know. You should be paying attention to the game.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we see no gas. We see an extra, we see an extra supply depot? The F? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's not extra.
It's not? Hey, I was going to put a pylon there. Why'd you do that?
That's extra about a second depot.
It's extra, right?
No, I need it for supply.
Yeah.
So I can make
Yeah.
Marines.
You were lying to me. I believed you because you're my coach. Okay.
It's not like extra.
This doesn't have to be important if I don't want for it to be.
One of our pylons is under enemy
Good.
fire.
What are you making?
An adept.
No. So
Huh?
you should make stalkers. They
Okay.
can kite Marines.
Okay, well, we'll do that next time.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Energy's too low.
And a stalker has more range than a Marine, and an adept doesn't.
Got it.
So
Makes
with
sense.
good micro, a stalker beats 4 Marines, but there is pretty much no world where an adept beats 4 Marines.
Got it.
Not enough energy.
If I could have just gotten this stalker out.
One of our
If I would have
pylons
just
is
made
under
a stalker
enemy
instead of an adept. Okay.
The adept. So this is only 3 racks.
Okay.
People can do this with 4, and have all the racks as proxy.
Makes sense.
So you'll have even more Marines than I
fire. One of our
have,
pylons is under
So you
enemy
have
fire.
2 that are proxied and 1 at
Yeah.
home.
which is what that guy did to you on Fracture the other day,
Okay.
incidentally.
Okay. Cool.
Incoming
Doug
transmission.
Sluggins with the raid. Welcome to the Doug Sluggins fam. I'll give you a quick setup, and then we're going to get back to training hard. We're in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber today for you Dragon Ball Z fans out there. I have on the hotline GM Protoss, Rise's very own Hjax, AI author, god, and all-around good guy. And he is swapping races around and cheesing me and giving me quizzes about it so that I can learn, because I need to learn more about all the various terrible things that an opponent can do to you. So you're going to hear him in Discord. You're going to hear me asking questions and being confused, and you're going to watch me die to various fun things like this, and we're going to learn together. So if you are a Protoss, or you just want to learn about cheese, this is a good stream for you. And if not, that's cool too. You can catch me on a ladder stream another time. That's my spiel. And
All right. So when you're defending this, what should you be building?
I should be. I probably want an extra pylon. I want batteries, and I want gateways and stalkers.
Give me those in a priority order.
Okay. I must have stalkers, right? If I just have those other buildings, that's not good.
Good.
The extra pylon is not important until you are at my production, so that's probably later. I have to make a decision about whether I'm going to try to hold the low ground or not. If I'm going to abandon it like I did in this game... Well, okay, first, is that even a choice, or is that not a choice?
It can be a choice.
Okay. If I'm going to hold the low ground, I want like a big mass of batteries at the bottom, but I don't know how to prioritize between that and production.
So you should spend as much minerals as you have on stalkers, and then whenever you have 100 minerals that isn't being spent on a stalker, you make batteries.
Okay, so I don't make additional production at all.
No.
Okay.
Because if you get to 4 stalkers, which one-shots a marine, you win. You just win. Because you'll kite and you'll kill marines every time you fire a volley. And you won't lose any stalkers, right?
Yeah,
and that's something you can practice in a unit tester if you want. But like 4 marines or 4 stalkers will absolutely wreck marines.
Okay.
Once you get to 4.
Okay. Question from the chat, and then I have a question about that type of practice. So chat is asking, how do you tell if the reciprocity is just the expo's late? I think the answer is yes, but I don't know.
No gas, no expo. Those are the 2 things.
And a cheeky extra supply depot, right? But you could have proxied that too, I suppose.
I could have proxied that,
yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
But
did you not proxy it just to see if I would pick up on it?
No, I just built it there because I needed a depot.
Okay.
The thing I intentionally did though was my Hjax wasn't late.
Right.
Which is something you have been using as a tell, and I think it's incorrect to use that as a tell.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I actually kind of stopped using it. Like, so what is a tell is the Hjax not being there, right? But it's not a tell if the Hjax is there, and I think you yelled at me in chat like a couple nights ago about that. And I've been thinking about it differently since.
Because if there's a Hjax there, and it's like pretty much almost done, and it's 10 seconds late, the Terran's just bad because any build he could have had it 10 seconds earlier.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, and then my question about training, that type of 4 stalkers against marines. So I've been wanting to find a way to just practice compositions, but I can't think of anything other than like just having a practice partner who's willing to be like, okay, we're gonna get in a unit tester and I'm gonna make an army that looks like this. So for example, I re-listened to your ES Champ PvT late game thing, where you're sort of talking about the beauty of mixing up and diversifying your AoE. And I've been really like in the back of my head, like, man, I need to like learn how to use disruptors better and like practice that so that I can do it. But the only real way to do that is either to actually play PvTs where I get disruptor, or to find a willing opponent, I think, and just be like, okay, here's basically like a Terran army, and here's a Protoss army with some disruptors, and control them over and over and just fight. Is there a different or better way?
No.
Okay.
Except that you can lose a lot of games and just do it.
Right, yeah. But like that... Go ahead.
Something I've kind of noticed, it feels like your learning is a lot more modular than mine. Like, it never felt like I learned disruptors. They got added to the game in the Legacy beta, and I used them, and I went, wow, these feel great. I like these.
Yeah.
It wasn't a like, big curve to getting to use them for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like you do have like every new thing that's unique needs its own practice for you.
It doesn't need it. It's just that it's like more efficient. Like if I decide that the goal is I want to incorporate disruptors, right? Actually, here, okay, never mind. Forget what I was just saying. I just learned something interesting about my own psychology. I am not happy being crappy at something. So for me to be like, I'm going to incorporate disruptors into my play, I know that I'll be slightly less effective in my PvP or PvTs until I ramp up on that. And that doesn't feel very good because it's like I could have just had an extra Colossus or whatever and had Colo and High Templar and just kind of done that and had it be more fluid. But that doesn't feel very satisfying to be worse at something. So like I want to be good at it if I'm going to do it.
But like when you blow up their ghosts, right? You'll go, I might have lost this game otherwise, and that feels good.
See, this is back to like the
you're trading having more comfortable mechanical execution for having something that's just stronger, even if you're worse at it.
Yeah. So this is what doesn't enter into my head. The calculus isn't what can I get, it's what bad thing is going to happen to me, and this is the thing that I'm trying to like beat out of myself lately, like to not have this mindset of what's going to hurt me, what can go wrong, what bad things are going to happen. Because you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, here's this good thing I can get. And I'm like, what bad things do I need to prevent? Right? And that's just not a good way to live your life. Like, it's just a bad strategy.
We can go into a unit tester real quick if you want to try the Stalkers versus Marines thing.
Yeah, let's see that.
Just like a couple rounds so you can get a feel for it. What a fair number of Marines is. It needs to be an amount that convincingly beats Stalker's A move. Why are you not in my lobby?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
DNet, please.
Blizzard, we're going to need a team on this. Move this up to the top of your Jira board. I mean, we could just check that really quick, right? You can take a guess at how many Stalkers win, or how many Marines beat the Stalkers, and we can just A-move them really quick and watch it. Turkey Dinner says 12.
Sure. 12 Marines.
Okay. So
we'll even give you lots of space to kite.
Okay.
Look at how much room you have.
I don't actually know how to you gave yourself the Stalkers, I think. Did you have to set it up so that one of us was controlling one side and one control the other? I've never actually done this two-player.
It does it on its own.
Okay. You know that you can hit, like, Control or Shift or something, and are we just A-moving? Do you say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just confirm that this wins. Okay, this is quite convincing.
Cool. Now you have the Stalkers.
Yep.
I have the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to kill all my Marines.
Okay.
This time I'm just gonna aim it.
Oh, this is not working out very well. Okay, that works better. See, learning.
Have you seen Prinef's Minute Micro on Focus Fire?
Maybe. I think I have, but I don't remember it.
So the trick is to hit A and put your mouse in front of the Marines. And when the Marine walk under your cursor, click.
Interesting.
Makes it much easier for if you don't have the mouse accuracy to click on the tiny Marines.
Yeah.
Use that trick and it's easier.
Okay.
So you had what, one Stalker left?
Yeah.
Not much HP.
Right.
Try again.
Okay. Should I move into you? I realized I was giving up. Well, actually, no. I should move into you because that gives me room to kite back, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
As soon as your Stalker's done, you charge forward.
Oh shit. This is hard.
So you are running back further than you need to. if you can get into your head the cadence of the rate at which stalkers fire, it'd be much easier.
Should I right now generate shields?
You can, but that's hard in a real game.
Yeah, that makes sense. That wouldn't actually work. Okay, I won't do that. That's cheating.
Can also give you the Marines and see how my stalkers do.
That's a good idea. I mean, it's like only kind of a fair comparison, just because like I'm gonna be worse at the Marines too.
But I literally A-moved them the first time.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't delete your units. Just can't select your units.
Marine. Oops. Are we both looking at the same menu?
We are.
Oh, how weird. Okay, so you just want me to A-move them at you. Okay.
So I can keep all my stalkers alive, even with really sloppy I'm tired micro.
Uh-huh.
Means it is a very winnable fight.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point you can just fight, right? If there's only 5 Marines left, and you have 4 stalkers.
Right. Okay.
You don't really need to kite as long as the higher HP ones are the ones getting shot.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Want as much space as you can. One thing, you should try to spread your stalkers into a line immediately so they can shoot.
Yeah.
And also, if you have a battery, this is way easier.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Batteries are like great places to retreat.
What should I do once I get to this point where I'm no longer one-shotting? Like, that's obviously you don't want to get there, right? But
then 2-shot.
But like when I have 3, it's awkward, right?
It is awkward.
But I guess you just deal with that.
Yeah, it's just gonna be awkward.